CQM Forecast Alert is: don't be too optimistic about the economy by looking only at GDP on the expenditure side. In August employment data update, wage and salaries were revised downward, and the economic growth rate on the income side was modified downwards, as manufacturing inventories grew at a modest 0.1%. Manufacturing inventory change were adjusted downwards significantly, and economic growth on the expenditure side was revised down. With the S&P 500 rising 6.3% in August, the PCA's economic growth forecast has been revised upward significantly. On both the expenditure and income side, the economic growth rate has formed an upward trend since August. However, while economic growth on the expenditure side has risen to 2.77%, on the income side it has risen only to 0.43%. If the economic recovery is sustainable, the economic growth on the income side will be revised upward to catch up with the expenditure side. But the trend is not yet seen. Therefore, looking at the economy from the expenditure side tends to be too optimistic. Inflation has fallen to around 4%. Attention would be paid to energy prices in August. The PCA revised the economic growth rate up to 3.08%, mainly due to the August job gains and the large increase in S&P 500 in August. From this week's CQM Forecast Alert: first, the U.S. economy has entered an upward trend in August. Second, it is questionable whether the current economic recovery is in full swing. Third, a further recovery in the economic growth from the income side is necessary to recognize a full-fledged recovery. Fourth, at this stage, judging the economy based on the 2.77% economic growth rate on the expenditure side is too optimistic. Fifth, if the economic growth on the income side is sluggish, the economic growth rate on the expenditure side and the PCA forecast will likely be revised downward in the future. This slide contains additional information about this week's detailed CQM forecast, the original developer of CQM, and CQM theory papers.